So I thought I'd catch up whilst I'm here back in the UK and recovering from my bonfire burn. Some guys, eh? And first off, I've just to say I've finished the edits of Tyrant, so that will be coming out in November. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that actually. It's quite nice to do something where the guys are not out in the fields fighting people, but they're in the sort of centre fighting the politics and all the rest of it. So that's a lot of good, a lot of action, conspiracy, Roman flavour. So quite a lot of good stuff going on there, and of course, crazy, crazy Nero, which have to say certain characters in contemporary politics have inspired my representation of him. But there we go. So that's the Tyrant, which will be coming out in November, all done and dusted. The other thing that's on the horizon is we've finished Karatakis Book 2, Tim and I, and that's being edited, and that should be out, I think, early next year sometime. And now we're already kicking off on Karatakis 3, so that's well underway, and we're both looking forward to seeing how that turns out. Trilogy to write, actually. Lovely to do the other side of the hill from Macro and Cato and his Roman buddies. So really enjoyed writing that. First up, on the Schenker front, of course, is the release of the new paperback, A Death in Berlin, which is coming out on the 11th of September. And I think it's a great one. Really enjoyed writing that one. Cracking kind of dark, mysterious streets and a nasty crime to solve with a nice sort of climactic gunfight at the end of it. So really pleased with that. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy that when it comes out. Next project that I will be doing, solo project, is the fourth Schenker book, which I've done the research for, and it's going to be about crime amongst the youth in Nazi Germany, with specific focus on the Hitler youth. So I've done the research for that and starting writing it, I would say next week, week after would begin, and then that should be done by certainly done by the end of the year with all the editing and everything else. So that's on the, will be on the go. Looking forward to writing that. And then early next year, I have a new project coming up, very hush hush. It's with Amazon Audible, and I can't say anything at the moment, but I'm really excited by it. It's kind of well within my area of interest, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting started on that. So more news on that when I'm allowed it to put it out there. Also, since I've been back in the UK, had a wonderful experience of going to Warlord Games in Nottingham to meet John Stallard, who I met some years ago when we came out with the Macro and Cato 28 mil figures to go with their Roman range. And it's oh, it was a wonderful experience. It's a bit like going to some kind of shrine, I think, for war gamers, collectors and painters of figurines and so on. My tribe, okay, and really had a great time. It was fascinating to see the whole production process and to talk to John about the origins of the company and where he goes next. Their next big project is going to be something called Conflict 47, and that's a kind of counterfactual take on the outcome of the Second World War with all sorts of interesting mutations, machines, and other things. And that's going to be a really huge hit. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But it was just wonderful to see how the figurines are molded, how they're sort of packaged and sent out and stored, and all this sort of thing. And also just to meet the people who work there, who are so enthusiastic and really, really into what they do. And it was it's wonderful to see. It's a British success story. What's not to like? As you probably know, Village Roadshow went bust a few months back, and they were the people who were in the process of developing the television series or the streaming series. Now that's going to uh, what's happening now is that the producer who was attached to it, putting the project together for Village Roadshow, is now going to continue with this independently He's got all the pilot script, the director, all these sorts of things sorted out. What he needs to do now is to get over to the find himself some funders, put it out there, and hopefully we shall see something, a bit more action on that. Obviously, when I hear anything, I will share it with you because I know you are as keen as I am to see Macro and Cato up there on the big screen and me in some sort of supporting role as a background legionary or hopefully something like Centurion Bestia. Um, I'm practicing my kind of gruff, manly soldier stuff so I can get the role when the casting begins. Maybe I'll insist on it as part of the deal. There's a thought. Meantime, I just need to sort of sort out that and get back to speak. I have to say, burns are pretty painful, and my wife's not very impressed with me because I kind of didn't tell her for a day and a bit um, what had happened because I knew how she'd react. So what I did eventually told her, said, "Look, peeling skin, flaky stuff, stinging, all the rest of it." And she said, "Clip me around the ear." Took me down to A&E. Anyway, so yeah, one to avoid, guys. Hot tip here, as I said, don't throw half a litre of petrol on a bonfire and then try and ignite it with your weed burner. I did that, and yeah, it's a pretty daft thing to do and fairly painful in terms of the consequences. And I'm not a great fan of the smell of burning hair and flesh, I have to say. Anyway, hopefully you will learn from that lesson and you will not do the same thing. I have no doubt that you won't anyway, because you readers are far smarter than I am. So this will be an interesting one to chalk up to research and bung into a book sometime. Anyway, hope you're having a great summer. Well, great weather today, but the sunshine, generally speaking, has been really welcome, and it's lovely to see England in the summer. I don't think you can beat it, frankly. Lush greenery, lots of plums on my plum tree, and sorry, family joke. And yeah, catch up soon. All right, take care, everybody.